All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else. In the video I'm bringing you today, we are going to do some PvP commentary on my Magicka Templar. A couple fights from the last couple weeks. Like I said, I was going to post these videos or these clips in my build video, but the problem is there was quite a few of them, and there was already a 25-minute video. I didn't want to make an hour-long YouTube video, so I decided to break it up. I will provide a link in the description for those of you guys that are curious about this build. You know, if you're stumbling across this video first, there'll be a link to the build if you guys want to go check that out. If you guys like PvP commentaries like this, if you guys like, you know, updated builds, like I said, I will be coming out with the Stamina Nightblade build here in the next couple days. I'm also working on a Stamina Necromancer, and then I'll be moving on to the next ones. We'll have double AP, we'll have a bunch of other PvP commentary videos as well. So yeah, recommend subscribing to the channel. You know, feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you guys like the content, only if you like the content. Yeah. Now, as far as the build goes, this is the first couple fights here. We are going to be running our Frost Staff and our Lightning Staff. There are two different ways you can go about building it. You can run Sword and Board and Lightning, or you can run Frost Staff and Lightning. I like Frost Staff and Lightning just a little bit better, but it's not as tanky. There are a few more downsides, but you have a little bit more killing and finishing power, and I wanted to kind of show both of those. So my combination when I'm fighting people with this, we will... On our Frost Staff, we'll light attack Ellie Drain, and then we will hit our Purifying Light. We'll light attack Shock Clench to apply the dot and to get our 600 spell damage off the Master's Lightning. We will Toppling Charge in for the CC. We'll hit our sets of sweeps, and hopefully we'll just do a bunch of damage, you know, and put them really in execute range. And once they're in execute range, we'll either hit them with a bunch of sweeps, or we will, if they're dodge rolling like stamina based builds, we will hit them with a Radiant, because, you know, Radiant goes through dodge roll. So this fight was outside of fair goal here. It was a good little fight. You know, we ended up, Plap was trying to fight a couple people outside of the wall. A bunch more people hopped off the wall, and yeah, that was just kind of the end of it for him, and then we had to respond back because, you know, we got jumped on, and yeah, so we came back and regrouped. This fight, we are outside of Alessia. The Reds were taking all the resources, and it was still Yellow's keep, so we thought it'd be a good idea to come over here and see if we can find a fight from one or two of the other factions. Just as we got here, a bunch of Yellows piled on, so we see this guy takes a bunch of damage. My teammates end up finishing him off. We see we have a healer here. So at this point, I'm just trying to put Purifies down, make sure I'm not getting negated. This guy takes a bunch of damage. So I'm hitting him with a Crescent. I hit him with a bunch of sweeps. I go to hit him with a Radiant. They pop a healing ult, stay alive. And at this point, you see I'm going to get focused a lot by a bunch of people because, you know, you're a Magplar. You know, anytime you're in a group and you're the only Magplar, you're going to get focused first. You know, you're waving your hand in the air, people got to take you out. So that's why I always advocate in group play for just being a little, especially small group play, just being a little bit tankier, just so you don't have to worry about, you know, when you get focused, you can, you know, focus on staying defensive. So at this point, I see this guy take a little bit of damage. I go out there to try and get the kill there, try and egg them on, get them to come inside. So we're just going to drop a few heals. They're going to stay on the flag, get that flipped. I'm going to put my Purify down. You see I have a curse on me. See I have a bunch of dots on me. I purified there, and that curse didn't drop. So I'll put my rune down once again. You see them piling in. And so we're going to come up top here. We're going to see if we can get an ulti dump around the corner, take out a few people, just make it a little bit, you know, the better our burst combination is, the less incoming damage we're going to have to take. So we kite up here. You see only a few people follow us, so we end up getting a few pretty easy kills. So it's just 3-on-2 right there. That guy runs away. This guy comes up around the corner, but the one's already dead, so we're going to hit him with Purifying Light. We're going to hit him with a Clench. We're going to Toppling Charge. He dodges it, so we're just going to hit him with a bunch of sweeps. We got a Purifying and Power of the Light on him. He dies, and so now I'm just going to keep my Purify and my rune down, make sure I'm getting that resource return. My two buddies are going to stay up top and kill the ad, and I see people getting on horseback. And so I'm pretty tanky. I don't want them to leave. I want to continue the fight. And so I'm going to go pick a fight by toppling, charging in, hitting with a few sweeps, just trying to, you know, get their attention. So they jump on me. I take a bunch of damage right here. Have a meteor drop to my head, so I'm going to misform back inside. Have another meteor drop in my head. Very, very tanky. I'm going to activate a Purify right there. Drop another Purify of my own. Hit a pot, so I have my Clever Alchemist as well. Going to hit a few more breaths. We Crescent Sweep at the front door. My buddies get a few kills. I end up killing the ad. And at this point, you know, I'm just trying to keep everybody alive, trying to keep my resources up. And now we're able to go offensive. So I hit this guy with Purifying Light. I go to hit him with the clench. I take some damage from behind. I get a CC there. So I'm just going to line of sight around that corner a little bit so I'm not taking damage from the casters. I hit a few sweeps, go to toppling charge. They dodge roll. I take another donut to the back that CCs me. Definitely recommend having tripods. You know, with the Frost Staff, I can't always run movable pots. With the Frost Staff, I can't always run immovable pots because I don't have a form of stamina return, but if you're running the sword and board version, you definitely need to have them so you can finish your combination. This guy takes the full burst from Templar to Magplar, so he's going to die pretty quickly. And now at this point, all we have left is the Magplar, or the tank, so we're just focusing them, and we see the healer come around the corner, so we're just getting him with Purifying Light. A couple sets of sweeps, a crescent. They die before the crescent lands, and now we just have the resource and the tank left, so we're just going to toppling charge in. Bunch of jabs and sweeps. Radiant, we get the kill. Just a nice fun little fight there. So yeah, those are 2 fights. The third fight coming up is we were fighting outside of BRK, and we just showed up to BRK. Yellows had owned it, and I saw Reds taking resources, so we decided to come down here and see if we could find a fight. We found a rather big one. So at this point, we're getting pushed in. We're getting pushed inside. Take a bunch of damage here, so I had to misform up top, hit a few breaths. My buddy takes a bunch of damage right there from a vulnerability ult. I go to block. I want to hit misform, but I was worried about misform not working there, and so I decided to block, heal back to full. I take a vulnerability ult. Now I'm pretty low on stamina. Now, as you guys can see, I took the Frost Staff off the back bar. The sword and board version is a lot tankier, so if you're fighting more severely outnumbered, you know, it's definitely a viable option. If I run low on stam, I can always heavy attack on the sword and board bar and get some resources back. I can't do that with the Frost Staff. Frost Staff's a little bit more offensive because I have access to Drain in the back bar, and it also allows me to slot Radiant. Sword and board is more tanky. You know, with how I have it set up, I put Entropy on the back bar with sword and board, and I put Drain in the front bar, and I take off Radiant. And so I don't have my execute with this build, with this type of setup, but this is more of like, I have it set up this way when I'm playing with teammates, because if they get focused, or like if, you know, if we're trying to fight, you know, with 3 or 4 people, we're typically going to be fighting, our goal is to be fighting 12, 15, 20 people at a time. That's our goal. And so if we're going to be fighting that many people, and I'm the only Magplar, I'm going to get focused pretty hard. You know, as a Magicka Templar, you're always going to be priority number 1. You're going to see in these fights that we're always going to focus, you know, unless somebody's like super squishy and they're going to die within one combination before a Magplar can get a heal. Healer is priority number 1. And so if you see somebody waving their hand over their head, they're going to get focused. And so I want to make sure I'm tanky first in these types of situations, and then I can do damage second. And so you see at this point, we're just rattling off a few kills. That group decided to try to go to the front door. And just trying to focus. You see that guy with the Resto Staff hitting some healing springs in the back. I go to focus him right here, and so at this point you see us trying to focus him, and you see the rest of the red group come in. I toppling charge. I probably could have gotten the kill, but we decided to be smart and back up to the resource. So I'm hitting a few onto the deads, keep my teammates alive, and now you guys are going to see the chain spam coming in. So I get hit with Stone Fist. Now the chains are coming in. I'm getting hit with a few donuts, Crescent Sweep, taking a bunch of damage, and now the chains are coming in. And I just decided to use the new form of misform. You don't come out of misform until you either run out of Magicka or you toggle out of it, which is really nice in those situations. If I got pulled back into that pile of people, I was probably dead. There's actually quite a few there, and so now I'm just helping my buddy Blap. But due to the extended misform, due to trying to keep my teammates alive, I'm now low on Magicka, so I got to be a little bit more careful. You're gonna see me line up a few more medium weaves and a few heavy attacks. This guy takes a bunch of damage right here. I'm saving my ultimate because I know a lot more people are coming in. We're just kind of, you know, applying some pressure, just seeing who's going to take some damage. You see we got a bunch coming into the door. They drop a healing ult right there, and so now we're going to come around the corner. We're going to try and get these guys funneled in, drop Purify, drop my rune. We got some ads here, and so you just see I'm charging up some heavy attacks just to make sure I have enough Magicka to go full offensive here when we have to. And you see them all pile around the corner. Our vulnerability ult, my crescent, bunch of sweeps. We end up killing 4 or 5 people there, get a bunch of really nice kills, and the problem is as soon as that happens, they drop a fear totem right there. I get snared in place, I get negated, and they go into revive mode. You see my stamina is at like 15% right now, and I just couldn't stay down to keep the bodies down. You know, like, you want to try and get that ulti dump to keep the bodies down. and then bash people out of it, but we just couldn't do it. There's a lot of people here, and so we got a really nice ulti dump. We decided to try and go up the hill, see if we can get them to follow us there, because there's a lot of spots where you can line of sight and yeah, get those burst combinations off. But they decided to not follow us, and so I'm just hitting a few combinations, building some multi-gen, a couple heavy attacks, get some Magicka back, and at this point I thought we were gonna go take the flag, so I'm just killing a couple ads to, you know, flip this, get the resource tick, but as you guys saw before, there were a few people up top. They did not follow their teammate. They did not follow their group. I thought they were going to follow their group back to the front door. They did not do that. They stayed up here, and so now we're just going to attempt to finish off these few kills. This guy comes up top. I go to hit him with a combination. Purifying Light. He falls all the way off, but I didn't get to hit him with anything from my damage toolkit outside of Purifying Light, and that's the end of the fight. So once again, pretty good one. Really good coordination by our teammates there just to ulti dump around that corner. Really nice burst, but yeah, we just couldn't keep the bodies down. Now in the final fight, guys, we're outside of Arius. You know how much we love playing outside of Arius. Yeah, there was... Reds were pushed back at this point. They were trying to make a push forward, and there was just lots of action here the entire night. And this is a really fun fight. So at this point, we'd push inside the keep. Bunch of Reds out there. We're not going to fight them on their, on an empty resource without ads. It's just not going to work out. They drop a meteor here. I tried to back away from my teammates. I didn't back away far enough. Hit this guy with Shock Clench, Purifying Light. At this point, they drop a vulnerability ult. You see my teammate's almost dead, so I'm just going to slam a few heals, try and keep them alive. They're dropping a few Boneyard synergies, so we know we have a few Necros that we have to deal with. I'm just kind of walking up the stairs, slamming heals, trying to keep everybody alive. We're going to go around this corner, put a Purify down right here, put a Rune down right here, and we're just going to keep grouped up. This is my teammate's vulnerability ult. So you see I hit a crescent here. We get 2 quick kills there. One guy jumps off the side. You see they drop another graveyard. A vampire ultimate comes into play. And now at this point you see a bunch of people piled in. A few of them are at half health. So I just started hitting a bunch of sweeps. Honestly, just hoping that those guys are going to take enough damage to start to get an execute range, and our stamina based builds could get the execute off. But they healed back up to full. My teammates decided to regroup up top. I can't remember. There's 5 of us right now. I can't remember if I was the only mag tune or if there was another mag tune with us, but regardless, I'm the only Magicka Templar in this group. So you're going to see in this build, I'm going to go into more of a support style role. I'm going to try and keep my purifies down so that my teammates can activate the synergy. You're going to see a bunch of defiles come in from siege. We're going to keep that down, and when we get heavily pressured, I'm going to have to go on the defensive and slam Honor the Dead to try and keep people alive. So I'm just kiting around right now. We're just trying to get people grouped up, see what's going on. We've got a bunch of people up top here, so I'm just block casting Honor the Dead. We can't stay up top there. You see the siege coming in, so we're just going to go to the back of 2, put a few purifies down just in case anybody took that siege dot damage. I'm going to keep another purify down on top of us just so we have some more heal over times. These guys are by themselves. This guy does a smart thing of dodge rolling off the keep. His teammates weren't there. 5v2 wasn't going to work out very well for him. I go to toppling charge. He must have dodged it. I don't get the CC. And so you see we take some siege damage. More siege damage in the front, so I'm just going to keep my purifies down once again, just so we have that extended ritual heal for our teammates. Gonna keep my rune down right here. We got a guy taking a bunch of damage. I went to go on the offensive there, but they dropped the vulnerability ult. They have a fear totem right here. So at this point, I'm just gonna drop a few heals for my teammates. Now at this point, we see they started to split up. There's a few people chasing us in the back, and we have a guard tank with a healer up top, and so we decided to focus the guard tank and take them out before the rest of their group shows up. Now we're just gonna wait on the CC, and then we're gonna ulti dump them right here. Couple dawn breakers, crescent sweep, couple quick kills. And now at this point, you're going to see the rest of the group coming up top here. So we ulti dump to take out the healers. You see the Boneyard synergy coming in. Now we're just going to try and stay up top. They drop a vulnerability right here, so we're just going to stand back here, hit some Honor the Deads, make sure everybody stays alive. We only have 4 people up here. I see the 2 bodies decided to revive back at the keep, so we're okay. So now at this point, we're just going to try and focus these guys individually. We get 1 quick kill there. Purifying Light. Medium weave with a clench. I hit him with a crescent. He does a good job of getting off the front of the keep. I take some siege damage, so I'm gonna put a purify down once again. We got more siege at the front, siege at the top, siege on the side. Yeah, for as many people as are in here, there are a few people activating siege, just really trying to dot us down with that as well. So this fight's a really good show of movement. We're not running with a dedicated healer. My teammates are mostly staying alive, on their own. of their own accord. We're just moving to avoid damage. Once we see that siege incoming, we're just slowly kiting around, really making sure that they can't just focus on one spot to take us out. I ended up taking a little bit of siege damage there. I try to get the kill. That guy dodge rolls down to the first floor. Really smart on his end. He was taking a bunch of damage at that point. So now we're just gonna, I'm just gonna take a quick breather. We've had a pretty long we've been fighting for a while here at Arius, and this fight was pretty action-packed. Now you see everybody's coming back. We got a bunch of people downstairs, so we know the fight's coming again. This guy apparently died, so we're gonna go for the revive. This guy's by himself, so we're just getting him with a Purifying Light, Entropy, a couple sets of sweeps, go for the toppling charge. We take the siege. Here's the vulnerability ult, and you see my teammates starting to lose some damage. I try to misform. They drop in a gate there as well, taking a bunch of damage. There's a meteor dot right there, so now I just have to slam heals, trying to stay alive. Sword and Ward's really nice for that. We drop a vulnerability ult with a Crescent and a couple DBs. We get 4 or 5 kills right there. We get a few more kills over here, and you see there's just even more people coming up here. So I'm just gonna go defensive. They drop another vulnerability ult, trying to keep my teammates alive. I have a rolling Crescent there. I ended up getting snared and CC'd and sieged, and I went to CC break the CC and then walk off the side, and my dumbass rolled off the side and I fell to my death. I very well could have died anyways. You know, that siege dot plus all those people hitting me, and I dropped on the second floor. That could have killed me anyways, but yeah, I definitely wasn't trying to dodge roll all the way off to the first floor. So at this point, I go around the corner, try and group up with my teammates. I'm gonna drop a Purify right here. You saw that siege hit that side corner. Want to make sure everybody has those dots off of them. This guy's by himself, so we're just gonna single target him down, build some ultimate. We got another person here to the left. We're gonna try and single target them down. You see the siege once again, so we're just gonna move here to the front, move away from the siege, every time I see that siege hit my teammates, I'm going to try and put a Purify down. Just try and make sure that they have a synergy that they can activate, or just another heal over time that can kind of help keep them topped off. These guys are by themselves. You see we have a... now we have a snared in here, and we have a few necromancers. We're going to have to really be careful, because if they lock us in place and they hit us with a few vulnerability ults, it could be problematic. You see the graveyard right there. We're going to come up top once again. We got 4 or 5 people up here. We have more people chasing us. I get knocked off the side. My teammates do a really good job of grouping people up here. If I had a movable pots, I wouldn't have gotten knocked off the side. My teammates dropped a bunch of people to half health up there, got a few kills, and I think with the Crescent Sweep, we could have finished a few more. Maybe we could have stayed up there, but, you know, I'd run out of pots at that point. Like I said, we've been fighting for a while. I ran out of movable pots. Do not leave without a movable pots. It's so important when you're coordinating outnumbered fights like this that you can finish your entire combination. They don't javelin you off to the side. They don't CC you mid combination and allows Earthgore or a healing ult to heal their group or anything like that. Movable pots are important, and you know, I very well could have messed up this entire fight by getting knocked off that side there. You know, obviously it's unintentional, but if I pop in a movable pot, I'm able to stay up top there. We're able to apply a little bit more pressure, get a little bit more damage out, and, you know, maybe up top is just a little bit different. So, yeah, at this point, I'm just trying to get a little reprieve. Going to put a Purifying Light down, or Extended Ritual down. You see we got a few people here to the left, so we're going to hit a Purifying Light. A couple sets of sweeps with a Shock Clench. At this point, you see him starting to push in, so I want to make sure we're not going to get bursted. I'm going to put a Purify down. Couldn't CC break that with full stamina right away. Kind of weird. Take a couple DBs here. I go in for the Crescent. They slam a bunch of heals right here. I was actually surprised we didn't get any kills. But yeah, a bunch of heals in that group, so we decided to just back up. This guy's by himself. He takes a stun from behind, and so now we're just going to hit him with a bunch of sweeps. He does a really good job of staying alive here. I don't know what his build was, but you know, this build that I'm running does a lot of damage, and he was able to actually like heal through it in a way that I was very surprised. You know, maybe there was a healer up top or something, but yeah, he had a really high survivability there. I was very surprised that he lived through that. So now at this point, we're going to come up top. You see they got oils up top. We have Siege hitting the top. We have Siege hitting this front. We have Siege hitting the side. There's just all sorts of shenanigans going on here. So I got to really be smart, keep my Purifies down, make sure my teammates, you know, have that synergy that they can access. We're just going to go around the corner here. And we were going to push up, and I popped a pot for some resources. And now at this point, with so many people up there, we're just waiting on the next potion. I'm just waiting on the next potion before we go up there and ulti dump, because, you know, we probably need that extra 600 spell damage. This guy takes a bunch of damage right here. We go in with a little bit of burst. We get that kill. Healer ends up going down the stairs. Really smart of them. They're kind of out by themselves. You see this guy with lower CP. We decided to focus him, you know, no ulti dumps or anything, just get that quick kill. They end up popping a permafrost right here, and this is the snared in that we got to be careful with so they don't lock us in place. If we get locked in place and then all of a sudden they drop a vulnerability ult with a boneyard, that could be death for all of us because, you know, as you guys know, that stuff hits pretty hard. So now I'm just keeping some purifies down so people have a chance to access it. You see they're still dropping the oils. We got a few people coming in. We got a vampire ult with a boneyard synergy. We got a stammed into the right. So now we're just focusing the vampire because he's taking a bunch of damage. This guy's also taking a bunch of damage. We got 4 or 5 people here to the left. Just going to keep hitting this guy with sweeps. He dies. And so, oh, sorry about that. We'll shut that off really quickly. So now we have people on both sides. I'm low on Magicka because I was just trying to keep people up. We ended up getting a bunch of kills there. So now I'm just going to retreat up top. Going to try and get some resources back. I want to make sure that I have the Magicka to keep people alive. So I'm just kind of kiting in the back a little bit behind my teammates here, get a couple heavy attacks off just so I can get some resource return. We dropped a vulnerability ult. I drop a crescent. I hit 1 set of sweeps, a couple DBs. They die. And now we're still dealing with the siege. So I'm going to drop Purify down right here. Pop a pot here, so now I'm at half resource at least, and we got a few more people coming here to the side, so we're just going to single target this guy down. We're going to push down here. You see they're still dropping oil. You see they got a siege down there as well, so I'm going to once again drop a Purify right here to keep people alive. They got a few more people to the left. Instead of staying up top here, we decided to push downstairs, give them a chance to think that they could revive, and then we're just going to push back up on top of them. So we came down here, pushed back up, and expected the 5 or 6, but I guess a few people jumped off thinking that we were going to go down to the back of 2, which was actually, you know, pretty nice on our end. We ended up getting another 2 quick kills here instead of having to deal with the 6, 7, or 8 people that were up here before. So we ended up getting another kill there after single targeting him down. Yeah, overall this is a really fun fight. My teammates, we all did a really good job of just moving together. If my dumbass didn't dodge roll off the side, it would have been an even prettier fight. But we thought it was done here, and you saw there was about 8 more people downstairs. We decided to kill the tank because he's the one setting up siege up here. We're gonna hit the few purifying lights. I'm gonna put a rune down, hit some purifies. You see the necro ult go off. They set off a revive, so now we have a few more people to deal with. We have a permafrost coming in. We have a boneyard over here, and so now we're just gonna put a rune down. I'm gonna kind of step away here, hit a bunch of people with a crescent. There's a DB, bunch of healing in the group. They don't take a ton of damage. That guy in the back's taking a ton of damage now. But yeah, we're just kind of getting hammered here. I'm getting snared in place, so we're just going to keep our purifies down once again. Going to keep our dots down, make sure everybody's healed to full before we go offensive. Get a quick kill there. Purifying light on the Sork. He takes a bunch of damage, and now the rest of the group's kind of backing off to the side. I think if they all would have pushed up together, I think they would have been in a pretty good spot with the amount of siege that they had outside, with the amount of healing that they had in that group. It probably would have forced us off to the side, but yeah, a few of them backed up, and it just allowed us to kind of focus the other ones individually. So we get 2 more quick kills there. They drop a vulnerability ult here. This guy's almost dead, and so I see that, and so I'm going to pop him with a quick crescent. We get another kill there. Teammates focus that guy. We get another kill, and that's basically the end of the fight, guys. So yeah, that's this build in action. It's very tanky. It's got very good damage. Survivability is definitely there. It's good in small group play. I will have some more PvP commentary for you guys. I gotta crop together the footage. I'm not sure when that's going to be able to come out, though, to be honest, because, you know, we have the double AP event coming up on Thursday. I have a few more videos, different videos I'm posting this week. Double AP event, I'll be playing mostly Stanblade, so it might be a couple weeks before I have more Magplar footage. So if you guys have any questions about this build, please provide in the section below. Like I said, I'll provide a link to the build in the description just so you guys can feel free to go check it out if you're curious about why I'm running what I'm running. Yeah, look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.